Good morning. Welcome to day 43. We did a 00 in Damascus. It would have been 10 had we not come in a day early, but it worked out because my best friend from Mount Airy came to see me on Friday and spent the day with him, and then yesterday I spent the day with my brother and my sister, and it's a really good day. What you're looking at right here is the old Dairy King, which it says Dairy King right under Mountain Dew. Right here, the main drag in Damascus. And back in the day, this used to be a place where all the thru hikers would come into town and get cheeseburgers and fries and really, really good milkshakes. And unfortunately, it closed down a few years ago, and now it's a used car lot. But had that still been open, that's probably where I would have come Thursday night and probably a couple more times before I left town, because it was really good. But like a lot of things in life, all good things must come to an end, and we move on. Had a real good stay at Woodchuck Hostel. Chuck is an excellent host. I did stay, it's not really a bunkhouse because he has several rooms set up in his house with 3 beds. But the bathrooms are clean, showers are nice. 2 out of 3 nights dealt with snoring issues, so I know I said I was broke of staying in bunkhouses, and I stayed in a quasi bunkhouse situation, and I paid the price snoring wise, so still going to lead toward the private accommodations from now on. Oh, this is Cowboys. This used to be a well-known local gas station. It's currently closed, and the word on the street, yes, I said street intentionally, is that they were selling meth out of there, and that's why it closed down. So I don't know if that's true or if that's just a rumor. So take it as you will. I think we're going to go to at least Lost Mountain Shelter today. 16 miles. Yesterday, with my brother and sister, we went up to Grayson Highlands State Park. It's a beautiful day, and we got to see the ponies. My sister's really into horses and ponies, so she had a good time. My brother had never been there to see them before. Up here at the edge of town, there's a Subway. There's Sundog Outfitters, and there's a coffee house. And I ate lunch yesterday at that coffee house, Mojo's. And when I walked in, there's a little bit of a culture shock for me because it don't look like Damascus. Looks like something I'd see in Dilworth or Myers Park back in Charlotte. That's Mojo's right there. But I had a turkey Reuben. It was pretty good. So I recommend going there. A lot of the places, restaurant-wise, are not open yet. So if you get here this early, you're going to have a limited choice of restaurants in town. When you get on this part of the trail, you got to be aware of bicycles. Probably not this early in the morning, but we were walking on a more southern part yesterday, and I was kind of daydreaming, looking at the river. And all of a sudden from behind me, somebody said, "Passing on the left." Thank goodness they said that, because I was wandering around all over the trail. And back in the early 80s, when my scout troop was coming up here, several of our trips we hiked into town on this creeper trail. And mountain bikes weren't a big thing then, and the creeper trail was fairly new. You come up here on a weekend now and try to hike on the creeper trail, it's not going to be enjoyable, because there's bicycles everywhere. All these bike companies shuttle hundreds of people a day, or at least on Saturdays and Sundays, up here to do this trail. Now, Reboot usually shies away from being critical of other people, at least on YouTube. And Reboot understands the whole hike your own hike concept. And by the way, one of the great things about having a trail name is being able to refer to yourself in third person. But anyway, Reboot and Ringo, we don't slack pack, we don't hike south, and we stay on the AT. And right there where you see Ringo going, that's north on the AT. And right there, that's the creeper trail. I'm just saying. And right there, that's Reboot heading north. It's 11:40, and we're coming back up to join the Virginia Creeper. And I know I kind of got a little beside myself there, the end of the last segment, talking about where the AT goes. Let me explain a little more about that. So, first of all, I didn't mention I met ER at Woodchuck Hostel this morning, and he told me that he followed my channel. And I got back on the trail today, and it was 40% chance of rain, but it's not raining. It's actually really good hiking conditions. And so, to be quite honest, I'm feeling a little cocky today, which from my perspective is a little unusual. I know some of you that know me may think differently. I'm talking to you, Steve H, aka Hemi, back in Charlotte. But anyway, what I was talking about, and to put a little perspective on that, when I was at Boots Off Hostel, I found a $10 bill on the ground and a receipt from Walmart. So I could have just put that $10 in my pocket, but I didn't. I walked around and I asked people if they had lost any cash. Didn't tell them how much. I asked them if they'd been to Walmart and what they had bought. And the Walmart receipt was from the Walmart in Elizabethton, which none of the thru hikers had gone to Elizabethton, I wouldn't have thought. Long story short, I went up to the hostel owner because one of the things on the Walmart receipt was a Red Bull, and I'd seen him drinking a Red Bull before. And he hadn't lost the Red Bull, but his daughter had, he hadn't lost the $10, but his daughter had. So I gave the $10 back to him. And when I do things like that, people are kind of taken aback, because unfortunately in this day and age, you're not always going to run into honest people. But the reason I do things like that is because I don't do it for, well, I kind of do it for the person that lost the item or the money, but I do it for myself, because I'm the one that has to live with myself, and my integrity is worth more than $10.
Sorry about that.
That's quite alright, I'll just edit you out. Unless you want to be on it.
I don't mind being in it.
Okay. As I was saying. So when it comes to through hiking, I will tell people I hiked the Appalachian Trail. Now, I'm the only person that was with me the whole time, so I could skip a section and still tell people I hiked the Appalachian Trail, through hiked it, from start to finish. But when I tell people that, I want to, in my mind, know that I did everything I could to hike every inch of the trail. And there's been some blowdowns where I've had to get a few feet off the trail, but for the most part, I've stayed true to that. And so, a few easy miles on the Virginia Creeper Trail is not worth my integrity of being able to say I hiked the entire Appalachian Trail. And I know that Ringo feels the same way. It's yet another reason I like hiking with him. So, I don't know if that counts as a rant or not. I really don't. I have never intended to do rants on this channel. I know other people do. But, again, feeling a little confident about myself today. And so I decided to share it with you. So many beautiful little streams on this part of the trail. Oh, no bridge? Oh, no. Oh, be careful.
Don't step on the end of the log.
Okay.
That rock is...
And here we are back at 58. And there's fresh ground with my water bottle. So that was fresh ground. Just pulled up at 58. This is a beautiful new bridge. Is that engineered wood? Wow. I don't know when this was built, but this is nice. If you could build a bridge over there where we almost fell, that'd be great too. Just saying. Just a hint, not criticism. Look at that. Virginia, I love you. Already. Always have. I grew up about a half mile from the Virginia border, and my mother was from Virginia. Both my grandparents on my mother's side were from Virginia, and I believe my mother on my My grandmother on my father's side is from Virginia, so that makes me 3/4 Virginian. So this morning, when I packed up at the hostel, I somehow managed to leave one of my brand new smart water bottles full of smart water at the hostel. And it has had my clip around the neck of it that I used to attach to my shoulder strap. Here, I'll show you. This right here is how I attach my water bottle. This little clip right here, goes around the neck. So this morning I started up the mountain right after I ended that first segment, and I reached for my water bottle and it wasn't there. So I did not do a good accountability check at the hostel, which is kind of odd. I met ER, who introduced us all to the accountability check or accountability tree. And Ringo and I, both being former military, we're all about gear accountability checks when we leave a stop. But today, for the first time, I left something behind. Something very important, which the water bottle can be replaced, but those clips I got off eBay straight from China. It took about a month to get them to me prior to my trip, but they're cheap as dirt. If you want them, you can get them for like $1.90, 2 of them for $1.99, including shipping on eBay. But I have one upper clip here, or one buckle on my shoulder harness, shoulder strap, and I keep a clip on each bottle. So the clip was what was important to me. So I called Woodchuck Hostel. Chuck answers promptly, as he always does. I said, "Chuck, I left my water bottle with the clip on it. I need the clip." And Fresh Ground happened to be there taking a day off. And I told him, they found it. I said, "Just give it to Fresh Ground and I'll pick it up at his hiker feed at Fox Creek." And so I was just going to do without a water bottle for a couple of days, with one water bottle for a couple of days. And lo and behold, we get down here back to 58, and there's Fresh Ground. He was picking up somebody else. I don't know what that was all about, but gave me my water bottle. So I tell you, yet again, Fresh Ground comes through. Ultimate trail angel. If you are so inclined, go to his Facebook page at Leapfrog Cafe, Fresh Ground Leapfrog Cafe. And if you scroll through the posts, you will find his email address where you can donate to Fresh Ground Cafe so that he can continue to feed hikers. And I am usually uncomfortable soliciting for donations for a cause, but I can tell you this is something that I have benefited from about 4 times. Hello, how you doing? And he is going to go as far north as he can as long as he is funded with either monetary or food donations. And yes, I donated something over the weekend. Not only enough for me, but enough for other people. So I'm not asking you to donate to something that I haven't given to. And I'm not saying that you have to or you should. But a lot of you out there want to help hikers, and there are a lot of the hikers out there, especially the younger ones, that are on a tight budget, and they plan fresh ground into their meals, which I do not recommend, because something might happen. He might not be there, but some people do. All right, that's going to be it for this segment. Alright, Troop 556 alumni, I want to see if you remember this bridge, the Luther Hassinger Bridge. I don't think it had a name back when we used to come here, when the troop came here, but if you remember these big trestles, and the troop camped under this bridge several times. There's a nice campsite over there. It brings back some memories. And here's where the AT breaks off from the creeper trail. So if you come out of Damascus and you hike the creeper trail to this point, you skip 14 miles of the Appalachian Trail. Once again, I'm just saying. I went ahead and walked down here to the campsite. I couldn't resist. If only I could get in the time machine, come back 35, 38 years, be here with all my young buddies. Pack up on Sunday and go home, see mom and dad. Can't do that today. This is going to be the wrap up for day 43, April 1st, Sunday. I forgot to wish everyone a happy Easter today. I hope you had a pleasant Easter with your families, doing whatever you traditionally do. This is Lost Mountain Shelter. We got here at 4:30. That's our tent set up. Trails going through right there. You see the white blazes, double white blazes. Shelters over there. And then the privies right there. So, gonna go fix the north side with some chicken and take it easy until dark and go to sleep. So, sorry I was a little Debbie Downer at that last segment, but I got a little emotional there. Roller coaster of emotions today. But just to be here and experiencing all this means it's all good in the woods. Take care.